Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word, the podcast where we explore the fascinating world of English vocabulary. I'm your host, Alex, and today our word of the day is classify. Classify, as a B2 level verb, means to put things into categories or groups based on shared characteristics. It's about organizing information and making sense of the world around us. In everyday language, you might hear it used when talking about sorting books, organizing your closet, or even understanding scientific classifications. Let's delve deeper. We can find many synonyms for classify. One excellent synonym is categorize. For example, instead of saying the librarian had to classify the new books, you could say the librarian had to categorize the new books. Another useful synonym is sort. You could say, please sort these papers into folders by date instead of please classify these papers into folders by date. We can also use the word group. The students were grouped according to their reading levels is similar to saying the students were classified according to their reading levels. Another synonym is arrange. For instance, she arranged her spice rack alphabetically, conveys a similar meaning to classified her spice rack alphabetically. Similarly, you can use the word organize. He organized his stamp collection by country of origin. This means he classified his stamp collection by country of origin. Now, let's look at some antonyms words that have the opposite meaning of classify. A key antonym is jumble. Jumble means to mix things up randomly, without any order. For example, instead of classifying the socks, she jumbled them all together in the drawer. Another antonym is disorder. While classify implies order, disorder means a lack of order. You could say, the documents were in complete disorder, making it impossible to find anything, which is the opposite of them being classified neatly. Another antonym is mix. While classifying separates things, mixing combines them. For example, instead of classifying the ingredients, he just mixed them all together. A further antonym is confuse. To confuse is to make things unclear or difficult to understand, the opposite of the clarity that classification provides. For instance, the complex instructions confused everyone, and nobody could classify the parts properly. The word unorganized also serves as an antonym. His desk was unorganized, and it was impossible to find things demonstrates the opposite of the structured nature of classification. Let's explore how classify is used in everyday life. You might hear someone say, I need to classify my expenses for tax season. This means they need to organize their spending into categories like rent, food, and transportation. Or you might hear a scientist say, researchers classify animals based on their physical characteristics and genetic makeup. This refers to the scientific process of grouping animals into different species, genus, and families. In more casual conversation, someone might say, I would classify that movie as a comedy. This is a way of giving your opinion about the genre of the film. Another example would be the doctor was able to classify my illness after running several tests. This shows that the illness was identified and categorized. Here are some more usage examples of classify in sentences and phrases. The museum curator meticulously classified the ancient artifacts. The software helps users classify their files efficiently. How would you classify this type of music? The librarian uses the Dewey Decimal System to classify all the books. The data was classified as confidential. The scientists struggled to classify the newly discovered species. The company uses AI to classify customer feedback. The teacher asked the students to classify different types of rocks. It's important to classify your receipts for tax purposes. I classify him as a close friend. To summarize, classify means to put things into categories based on shared characteristics. We explored synonyms like categorize, sort, group, arrange, and organize. We also looked at antonyms like jumble, disorder, mix, confuse, and unorganized. Remember, classify is a useful word for organizing information and making sense of the world around you. Thank you for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this exploration of the word classify helpful. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your support helps others find the show. And now, for your homework, try creating your own sentence using the word classify and share it as a comment under this video. I look forward to seeing your examples. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring the wonderful world of words.